information I'm about to bring you this morning at 6:36. It is breaking news, and we are just getting news of a very disturbing story out of South Florida in the wake of Hurricane Irma. At least 5 people have been found dead inside a nursing home, according to the Broward County Office of Emergency Management. These are live pictures over the scene. It is being reported the nursing home in Hollywood, Florida did not have power, which means it didn't have air conditioning during Hurricane Irma. And right now, there's a rescue underway at that facility. You see so many people gathered outside, actually some of the elderly in wheelchairs right now. It is being reported that no one checked on the patients following the storm. Police are calling this a critical situation, one we will continue to follow this morning. Tragedy out of Hollywood, Florida this morning.
Certainly a tragedy there. And more on the damage and devastation left behind by Hurricane Irma. You're looking at new video this morning. This is what it looked like as the drone flew over the Big Pine Key, Florida, just a couple of hours ago.
President Trump just tweeted this morning saying he will be traveling to Florida tomorrow to meet with emergency responders. In the meantime, anxious residents are returning to their homes across the southeast. But many in the Florida Keys are realizing there's really nothing to even come home to. Millions of people are still without power as those recovery efforts in the hardest hit areas are now just in the beginning phases.
Today in the Bay, Rosario joins us live now from Miami this morning with the damage we're seeing and the long road to recovery ahead right now.
Marcus and Laura, here in Miami, the flooding that we saw during the height of the storm has since receded, but cleanup is underway. And meantime, we're seeing damage like this all across the city. This huge palm tree uprooted, many of them all across the city today. Just some of what we're seeing. Meantime, in the Keys, it is much worse. People trying to return to their homes are realizing they don't have one at all.
Today, a clear look at the path of destruction left by Irma in the Florida Keys.
Then we come back and we're in shock. Everything was, devastating.
The storm ripping through the chain of islands is a Category 4 hurricane causing widespread destruction.
We need water, food, we need gas.
The U.S. Navy answering the call, deploying by air and sea, shipping in much needed supplies. Brought to the island on the USS Abraham Lincoln, the warship is now a mission of mercy.
We can do a lot. We can provide about an extra 100,000 gallons of water per day.
This as search and rescue teams look for the stranded or anyone in need. The storm now leaves many homeless and some without a job.
It's not going to be any tourism down here for quite some time, which is going to make life tough and no way to make a living.
Beaten but not battered.
We're going to come back strong. Everybody that lives here in this community, we will survive. We will survive this.
There's hope to rebuild.
And the effects of Irma are still being felt across the southeast. We've got street flooding in Columbia, South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina as well, and historic floodwaters in Jacksonville expected to recede within the next week. Good news for Floridians, though, is that power could be restored to this area by this weekend. For those who live on the west coast of Florida, we're told they may have to wait about 10 days. Reporting live in Miami, Rosario, Marcus and Laura. Back to you.
Yeah, so good to hear some good news in all of this devastation. Thank you so much.
Especially with the power out there in Hollywood, Florida. We're hearing now 5 people died in a nursing home. Our own VNA Arana remains in South Florida this morning. Late last night, she was tweeting about a curfew still in place overnight in Miami Beach. You can follow her at NBC VNA Arana for pictures and stories.